Okay, so it seems like there's been a little bit more of a situation going down with the whole VCard stuff, and obviously we've talked about this recently, including the whole Cinder, her not being involved in set 2 of it. Now, we're not actually talking about that today, we're actually talking about a different content creator who has been involved with the VTuber TCG thing, obviously owned by ShyLily, and essentially, yeah, it's not looking good, and we're talking about Mizkif. Now, Mizkif obviously is a very big streamer, and I'm pretty sure has done some collaborations with gamer subs as well, so obviously, it's, a lot of these companies tend to send streamers, boxes and stuff like this of the cards and some of the products and things in the hopes that they would show it off on stream. Now, obviously, there was a really set rule whenever it came to this in terms of, whenever they showed it, and obviously VCards had a set rule of, I think it was 30 minutes before the actual release of the product, streamers could then go ahead and open them up on stream. But I think a lot of people were very annoyed at him over the main fact of that he just straight up ignored that rule. So Mizkif, obviously this is just one of the threads. I've seen multiple comments about this. I even saw some in ShyLily's chat the other day. And essentially they said Mizkif opening packs on stream, said, just saw a clip and I think it's a bit weird to do when the cards have not been released yet. And essentially, yeah, he started opening them up before they had even released and not 30 minutes before like the guidelines had said, and instead opened it up way before. They said, from what I can see, he didn't know anything about it and was just curious what's in it, but he doesn't seem to know that they are not on sale yet, so I don't know. And obviously, yeah, I think a lot of this is obviously due to the fact of Mizkif just being very ignorant in terms of what he does and not really knowing what the hell's going on. But obviously a lot of people were also annoyed at him for him obviously making some comments about the cards, which some have been totally misconstrued, I feel like, and some not so much, and I can totally understand why people are mad. Obviously, we're saying, agreed, don't know if GameStop/VCard will do anything about it, since it's less than 24 hours to release and time zone and stuff, so it could have been like, oh, don't open till August 15th, cool, I'm in Japan and it's August 15th now, time to open, but then again, I don't watch him, so I don't know if that's the case. He said he was in the US, I forgot where exactly, but he's only lived in LA and Dallas. That's just false, that he lived in Austin, but okay. They said, I think this is another case of gamer subs not wanting the creators to open it before the release, which is 100% true. So I think it was in a 24-hour time period. So again, he did show them off early, but it wasn't anything ridiculously early, like weeks before. It was about like, obviously, yeah, a couple of hours before, which is still out of the guidelines which they told them, which obviously he should have checked 100%. And obviously people saying was cringe to watch that he ripped the Camila card in half, and this is where it gets a little bit kind of weird, because obviously he's got the privilege of being able to open these cards up early and getting them early, and you should respect it and obviously do your best to kind of promote the cards if you are going to unbox them on stream. But a lot of people saw him doing stuff, for example, like ripping up a Camila card, which I actually have the clip here. Obviously, people were not very happy with it. Now, some people thought this was like some targeted attack at Camila or something. I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure those two have history, and that's why he did it. He just went, ooh, and then ripped the card. But I also think at the same time, it's pretty disrespectful to, obviously, a lot of products like this, just to straight up rip it, especially if you are one of the first people ever to open up one of these boxes. And, you can just see this clip here.
Hayes, Axel, Baby Moth, Camila! Can't find.
So yeah, that was the clip, and obviously, he was going through a lot of these cards, not really knowing how rare some of them were, and just like relying on chat to tell him how rare they were, and it just seemed like one of these things where essentially, he was trying to get on the kind of clout, I guess, of VCards doing good at the moment, which obviously is totally fine, but I think, obviously ripping up cards and things about, before the release, as I said, he was one of the first people to actually open up these cards, whether that was for, it wasn't actually supposed to be him first opening up that cards, but again, it just happened to be so. And, you have people like ripping up cards, and also people kind of, saying stuff about the cards as well. He had a guest on a little bit later on this entire VOD, because he was opening them up for quite a long time, obviously with other stuff like mixed in. But he also had another guest on. I don't know who she is, but essentially, he does this thing of kind of inviting guests on to whole situations where they don't really care. They don't care that he's opening up these cards. They're not like a big card fanatic. He did have that one guest behind him there who is a big card fanatic and stuff, but you know, she did not have any kind of interest at all, especially in these type of cards, and was actively saying like, ugh, like what the hell are these, because obviously of the more kind of revealing designs on them. And obviously I think that was a massive misplay on his part, because again, he just invites anybody and everyone, regardless of whether he thinks they would like what he is actually doing on stream. So obviously, yeah, people saying no idea. Guess he doesn't like her. He called one card AI art and trash. So I think it's just to cringe and get people talking. Now that was another thing that was said. I tried to find this in the VOD because I also saw this said in ShyLily's chat of you know, Mizkif calling some of the VCard art AI, and I haven't found any evidence of that. So I think a lot of people are kind of blowing that bit out of proportion a little bit, because I looked through the VOD and he does mention AI a couple of times, but they're in very specific circumstances. For the first one, obviously, he talks about a VTuber called AI Candy. I don't know if that's supposed to be the way you're supposed to say it. Obviously, I don't really watch their content either, so I don't know if it's like eye Candy, or actually probably is Eye Candy, considering the kind of name. But he pronounced it AI Candy. So obviously, some people thought, you know, he was saying it was AI. And also, whenever he's flicking through the cards quickly, you would read Eye Candy's name and obviously say AI as like a short thing. And obviously, I think some people thought he was calling it like AI art, when in actual fact he was just saying their name, because obviously it does look like AI in the name. And obviously I think that's pretty fair enough. But I also do think as well, the guest that was covering this as well with him, and also opening up some of the cards, started talking about the VTubers and stuff and who they were and things, and she started like talking about AI chatbots and saying that these VTubers aren't real and that they're just AI chatbots and things. Obviously Miz didn't really go into that, but those are the only two cases, and obviously this is just one of these small cases of her just like kind of being like, oh, what the hell are these Guna card type things, which obviously isn't a really great look whenever you're one of the first people opening up these cards.
Easy.
Yo.
I like. What'd he say? Ooh, I like this thing.
It's an egg.
I like that. It's like that thing back there.
And there's the most legendary card in the deck, destroyed.
Yeah, my bad. Raw XD, that's lit. Okay, let's play. That's lit. Why are all the ones of women Gooner? Why? What the fuck? I don't like this. I don't support this.
Are you like an anti-Gooner person?
Yeah. Faux show.
Like, what is...
See, obviously she was saying that she's an anti-Guna person, right? And he invited her to go and you know, unbox some VCards. Like, let's be real here.
Problem with women
Terrible matchup.
After like that?
Well, this isn't women putting themselves out there. This is probably a man who drew this, and they got their titties out and they legs
Wait, but
spread.
I'm confused. Do you think that the women didn't sign up for this?
These are fake. You think these are real? No, honey, these are fake. They're not real people.
No, they're real. I swear to God.
No, these are drawings.
No, but it's just a filter. That's
No.
actually what they look like on the stream.
No.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
These are not real.
No, she has those horns. She does. I swear.
You talk to like these girls online, right?
I just
It's
put their
fake.
lips.
It's called AI.
Yeah, so obviously that's whenever she starts talking about AI and things and saying that these girls are fake and they're AI, and obviously we know that's not the case. They're VTubers. They're real people behind the VTuber models. And also I thought it was a very weird comment whenever they said these are probably just men that are drawing these, and I think that is a very definitely uneducated comment, because if you even look at some of the cards that are on the kind of you know, packs and things. For example, you've got people like Nanoless, who you guys have probably heard, is actually featured on here, and she actually made her own cards. She was the one that drew her cards that are on this new set, and obviously, yeah, she was the one that completely drew it. And that's a woman, you know, and obviously saying like, oh, it's just men that are drawing these Guna cards on VCards and things. That's not the case. I think it's so like weird, and obviously I think, you know, obviously he just didn't get a good enough, I guess, guest to kind of open these up. Obviously, you know, I don't think they meant any harm by it. I don't think there's any kind of malice from either of them. But I think at the end of the day, Mizkif should have done better in terms of checking when he should have opened these, because obviously ShyLily apparently even commented about it as well on her stream. You know, people saying like last drop cards were being opened the day of the drop as well. I said no one was allowed to open up the boxes before ShyLily opened hers last time. I said, so he broke the streaming NDA. Yet another reason for me not to watch him. People are allowed to begin opening packs 30 minutes before release, with the only exception being ShyLily, who could do it earlier. Not sure if GamerSups will come after him for this, but they should. We kind of have a slight response here because apparently she also talked about Mizkif opening the cards earlier on stream and how she can't be asked to do anything about it. The rules were you can open the cards starting 30 minutes before release, which ShyLily, as the creator of the game, doesn't have to follow. She also said that she could have unboxed days before, but she wanted overlap with the other streamers. And they said Mizkif opened his boxes a day before, lol. Which obviously, yeah, is pretty interesting. And obviously, as I said, it doesn't really look that great, especially whenever you are one of the first people and then you've got, you know, the worst kind of guest possible to do this. Obviously, you know, if you were doing something else with her, that she would actually enjoy being on stream rather than opening up cards when she's clearly not very happy with it, then that would have been better, and maybe just get someone else on board, maybe even a VTuber, you know, collaborate with a VTuber while opening up these cards. To have like a little bit of a better kind of view on this. But again, that is why people are angry at Mizkif over the current VTuber card situation at the moment. I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update because, again, a lot of this information is very fragmented, and I thought it was pretty crazy. You know, first of all, he breaks the rules in terms of, you know, when he's allowed to show them, but then also allows someone to just go ahead and, you know, kind of, you know, shit on the cards quite a bit, which I think yeah, isn't great. And I don't know what VCards are going to do in the future in terms of giving him packs and things, but, you know, I hope that they don't, because, again, just in case he does something like this again, maybe send him some later on whenever the cards have released. But, you know, whenever, you know, you have to trust someone with the fact that, hey, you know, you can't show these until we say that you can show these, and then he just goes and does it anyways, obviously shows how ignorant he is. And as I said, I don't think it's a thing out of malice. I don't think he purposely went, oh yeah, I'm going to do these early because, again, I can get ahead of everyone. I honestly just think he just went, oh, well, it's pretty much close enough, I'll just open it, and he was just pretty like careless with it, which obviously a lot of people care much more about this than he does. So again, I just thought I'd give you guys a little bit of an update. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSups, use my code Kaza, get 10% off again. They've got a ton of really cool stuff over there, including, obviously, the VCards. If you guys want to go get yourself some, you can use my code, and you can get 10% off, I think, off of VCards. So, again, if you want to get yourself some, they'll be out in about 4 hours' time. So, they should be out by the time this video goes up. But, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. So, see ya.